Yes, Mazur, I have a question about a verse in the Holy Quran. It talks about that God speaks to human being either through wahi or through hijab, or he sends them messengers.
Yes.
So I want to know what's the difference between those three things.
That's right. You see, min warai hijab means a voice, an ilham, where nobody knows who is speaking to him, and just hears a voice. But the quality of the voice itself is such that the one who goes through this experience knows with full certainty that it is the voice of God. In that experience, God speaks directly in the form of ana or nahnu. Inna nubashiruka bi ghulamin ismuhu Yahya. That sort of thing. But if it is carried through the angels, then they say, Kazalika qala rabbuki or rabbuka, this and that. So third person is involved in case of God. Like the angels who appeared to Hazrat Ibrahim and to Hazrat Lut afterwards, they gave the message of God in first directly themselves that we have come to do this. Then they conveyed the message of God. And God did not speak directly that I am going to do this. So there are two different styles. One, directly God speaking to somebody, but min warai hijab. The second, delivery of message through angels. And third is the experience of kashuf, vision, where one is lost to the surroundings and he begins to see things which are just symbolic. Sometimes God appears in the form of a human being. Sometimes the angels appear in the different forms, like Hazrat Jibreel took the form of a huge person filling the whole horizon, from the ufaq, the whole ufaq. And that was one experience of Hazrat Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. In another, he saw him like a man of ordinary size. He came and embraces him and say, Iqra, 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 that sort of thing. And then he saw him again in the form of a stranger who walked into Medina and appeared to be like an ordinary traveler. He came and sat, but everybody was surprised that there was no sign of dust over his clothes. He was not tired either. They were amazed where he has suddenly materialized from. And then he left after asking a few questions. Hazrat Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam told them in answer to the response that it was Jibreel himself who had come to instruct you, not to examine me, He had come to instruct them, asking questions, and the answers would be shared with them. So that is also a sort of vision in which all the participants participate. All the present people participate. So sometimes the vision is shared only by the Prophet or whoever receives it. Sometimes others also receive. And this particular hadith resolves the issue and removes the misunderstanding of the ordinary ulama nowadays that Jibreel only appears to the prophets. Here, Jibreel was seen by all of them, without exception. So Jibreel is only the archangel responsible for the whole phenomenon. So these are the three different modes mentioned. And sometimes God appears to somebody in the form of a sound, as if it were fantastic, celestial music. Something begins to ring within, and the music is unearthly, beyond the earth. And then it begins to settle down. it starts to precipitate sort of, and suddenly the words appear. Like in the modern computerized television, they show certain tricks like this, that there is a general, spotting and things and colors running and flying, and suddenly they start joining each other and taking shape, and they become precipitate into a beautifully written message. Now this is the human computerized effort. So in the God's computerization, long before people even dreamt of this, God had done this, and man used to receive, prophets and others as well, messages in the form of just beautiful noise, tingling of bell and jingling of bell, and then suddenly the sound takes form and turns into shapes, and the shapes appear as a specific message. Sometimes those musical sounds take the form of an angel, and then the angel delivers the message. And sometimes they themselves become words, as if imprinted on your heart. The experience vanishes and the words remain behind. Not through sound, but through their being imprinted, stamped on the heart or memory. So there are different styles or types of revelation which have been summed up in these three categories. Every style must belong to one of the three categories, right?